I love your latest book, and it's getting close to Christmas. We need another Annabel Langbein book to buy, and it's called Bella, My Life in Food, and this is quite different. So tell us about this book.
Well, the recipes came at the end rather than the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was I said, I'm going to write a chapter, and if I do this, this is what you're going to get. And the stories just kept coming back, viscerally coming back. It was really easy to write. So it kind of wrote itself.
So we're talking your childhood stories, stories about food, people, your life.
Yeah, and I had quite a big adventure because I left home when I was 16 and I became a hippie and lived up the Wanganui River, and then I helped build a boat and then got really sick on the boat and got off and ran off with a wild possum trapper, and I'm not going to give anything too much more away, but it goes from there.
But you
love that.
You also did things like, didn't you own your own croissant business in Brazil?
Yeah.
At one stage?
Yeah.
And then did you get kicked off a horse, and was that when you realised that
I had a really bad back accident with a 5% chance of walking, broke 8 ribs. I'm about 3 centimetres shorter, crushed my spine, and spent months in hospital. And that was sort of a very slow burn epiphany of thinking, okay, well, if I'm not going to... I never thought that I mightn't actually walk again, but if my life was going to be compromised physically, then what could I do? And I decided I wouldn't be a very good share broker. And that food was this very nourishing thing that had given me a lot of sustenance. And if I could share with other people how easy it was to do that, then that would be a nice thing to do.
How do you feel about being vulnerable, as in instead of giving recipes, you're actually giving recipes with stories in your life? You're actually, it's an autobiography,
I
basically.
did actually feel quite vulnerable. And life isn't all plain sailing. There are always going to be things that come left field and whack you harder than you can ever imagine. And that's part of the human condition. And so, in a way, for me, food's been a way to help myself feel grounded and anchored when the world is going crazy all around. And if I could make my life about helping other people to find that. And also that idea that we are complex creatures, and I remember once when I was having a nervous breakdown when my daughter was about 2. Literally, I was in a real mess. And I just wanted to throw everything away in my life. It's like throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't want to throw my children away, but it's like... Oh. And then when I came through that, I realised you've got that. You've still got that. It doesn't weigh you down, but you've learned so much from that. Yeah. And, I mean, some things you don't want to have to learn, but you do learn them. And being exposed to some of the harder things in life, it does hopefully give you resilience.
It totally does.
And you've turned it into such success, so I think it'll be really inspiring for a lot of women especially for you to open up and share that. So thank you.
Thank you, Stacey.